I got another Andrew Wilson video for you guys. So on this video, we're going to be talking about force doctrine, how it's stupid, why it doesn't make sense. I mean, anybody with half a brain can put two and two together, man, and figure this out. It's not difficult. But yet, many people still believe this, which is weird because he claims to be a Christian. If you claim to be a Christian, I don't understand why you would push this, because this actually goes against Christianity. For those of you that are new to my channel, this channel is about calling out the lies and myths from these red pill alpha male channels of men telling men, trying to teach men how to be men, right? A lot of these channels, they don't know what they're talking about. They're pretty much lead with emotion rather than thinking. They think with this rather than this. Also, I call out false teachings from Christianity because Christianity, for some reason, has gotten deeply involved with these channels, especially with the man. That's what this channel is about. That's one of the main reasons why I created this channel. Andrew Wilson falls right in that category. If you guys like the content that I'm making, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to reach 200 subscribers. That's my goal right now. All right, let's get into it. This first one I'm going to show you, it's him actually admitting it's made up. This video is from a channel called Def Not. I could not find the original video, but I happened to stumble across this video, which if you check out the channel, she also debunks Andrew Wilson's claim too. So, but I tried to look for the original video. I could not find it for some reason. All right, let's get into it.
Force doctrine is basically some shit that Andrew made up. Let's let him say what it is.
The idea here is of what force doctrine is pretty simple. Force doctrine is just saying that all rights come from men, not making a might makes right argument. Rather, force doctrine is giving you a descriptor for how the world works. Now, you can argue with force doctrine if you want to with that descriptor, but you'd have to replace it with a more accurate descriptor, and nobody to date has been able to do so because it's an accurate descriptor.
We'll see about that.
Otherwise, I would not have come up with it.
I think in
There you go. I would not have come up with it. He completely made it up. It's made up. It doesn't make sense in any worldview. I've asked people to tell me in what worldview is this true. Nobody can give me an answer because it doesn't exist. That's why. And this actually goes against Christianity. If he claims to be a Christian, I don't know why he's pushing this force doctrine stuff. You cannot hold on to this belief. It's a contradiction to your belief, my guy. It doesn't work that way. We Christians don't teach that rights don't exist. That's not what we believe, that rights exist. This is something that he completely made up and he's trying to push to people, and people are eating it up. They think it's true and it's not. It only exists in this fairy tale land that Andrew Wilson made up. That's it. I kind of feel dumb trying to explain this to people why it doesn't make sense. Because it's completely useless. There's nothing there. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So if you guys will stick to the end of the video, I'm going to give you 3 tests that you can test this with logic and reasoning. If you guys are interested in that. So if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna give you evidence, okay? Evidence, actual facts that debunks this claim, okay? I kind of feel stupid for doing it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Now let's get into him trying to explain force doctrine some more. He tries to explain it in a different way. So here we go.
Thing, right, is what I'm doing is I'm taking the macro, like the big picture, and I'm looking at it through the idea of force. And then I put it into the micro too. And so I think in the micro, men are expected to protect their women, to protect their household, and lay down their lives before their women are expected to lay down their lives. So on the micro, they're expected to grant women's rights and protect them, and on the macro, they're expected to do the same. But I think that it's always been the expectation that women defer to men because of that sacrifice. That's what I think feminism has destroyed, is that idea.
I see what you mean.
That's all. That's all.
Nobody knows what you mean. That didn't make any sense. I mean, look at her. Look, she's gonna be like, I don't know.
That's all. That's all.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. You're not the only ones. One more clip, and I'm gonna give you guys some knowledge. I'm gonna give you guys some knowledge. Here's him trying to explain it again.
Doctrine?
Yep.
Okay,
That's right.
so what force doctrine is saying is very simple. That feminism, if you at least agree with my definition, and it seems broadly feminists do,
Yeah.
that it's a movement towards egalitarianism and equity and the removal of patriarchy. If you can't have an oppressed class without an oppressor class, at least not from the Marxist feminist view. In the case, if women are being oppressed, they're not being oppressed by wolves, they're being oppressed by men, right? So if that's the case, then my argument to them is that whatever you believe this oppression is, you will actually have to appeal to men in order to either relinquish whatever this oppression is, or concede to whatever it is that they want, because collectively women actually cannot overthrow any patriarchal systems. They rely on the force of men. And so if men, anytime they want to, decide to remove women's rights, there's actually not anything women can do about it, but the opposition is not true. The opposite is not true. Women cannot collectivize.
There you go, guys. That's force doctrine. Force doctrine is feminism, oppression, appeal to man, man give you rights. That's force doctrine. That's not force doctrine. Oh my gosh. Dude, if I compare Andrew's logic to the red pill man, I would say the red pill man at least have something to work with. This guy got nothing. It's just a complete word salad, is what it is. I said I was gonna give you guys facts, some real logic, not this fake stuff. So let's put this to the test. Let's say if force doctrine, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, if this is true, it has to pass 3 tests. These are the 3 tests. One is internal consistency, 2, external applicability, and foundational grounding for number 3. Okay, now these are the 3 things it has to pass, which it doesn't, by the way. So let's look at number 1. Now you can use this universally, you guys. This is not something that I just completely made up like Andrew does. This is real. You can. That's why I'm pulling it up on the screen for you guys so you can see and test it for yourselves. All right. Since he claims to be a Christian, the doctrine must be consistent with Christianity, which it's not. Christianity grounds morality in God's nature, not force. In Mark 10:42, Christ explicitly rejects domination and force. Right. So that alone, right there, just debunks what he claims. You can't. You just can't claim Christianity while teaching this. It's a contradiction. Test 2. Does it pass reality? It doesn't. It doesn't even pass Americans' government system. It's not in the constitutional law, not in natural law, not in the common law. America's system rejects force as the source of rights. Right? Now here's the last one. He has to have a grounding in this belief. It has to come from somewhere. Right? That's what he tells everybody when he tries to debate them. Where does it come from? Right? Well, this force doctrine has to come from somewhere. So by your own logic, this fails. In what worldview, like I told you, does this exist? It doesn't exist in any worldview. It doesn't exist in Christianity, atheists, or anything else. Conservative, libertarian, nothing. You cannot find it historical. It's not philosophical. It's completely made up. You could try to fit this anywhere you want. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It will not work in any system that I can think of. And that's all I got for you guys today, man. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I see you guys in the next video.